Sree Maathrey Namaha. Manasvi, let's do the Slokams, the prayers. Shrikanto Matloyasya.
Shrikanto Matloyasya Janani Sarva Mangala Janakaha Shankaro Mahadevaha Tvam Vande Gajananam.
Vimalapati Kamalakuti.
Vimalapati Kamalakuti Pustaka Rudraksha Sasta Hastaputi Kamakshi Pakshmalakshi Kalita Vipangshi Vibhasi Vairanchi.
Manojavam.
Manojavam Maratha Tulya Vegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Barishtam Vatatmajam Vanari Yuta Mukyam Sri Ramadutam Sirasa Namami.
Sri Rama Rama Rameti.
Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasra Nama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane.
Apadama Pahartaram.
Apadam Upahatkaram Dataram Sarva Sampadam Lokabhi Ramam Sri Ramam Bhuya Bhuyo Namamyaham.
Jnananandamayam Devam.
Jnananandamayam Devam Nirmala Spatikakritam Adharam Sarva Vidyanam Hayagriva Upasmahe.
Guruve Sarvalokanam.
Gurave Sarva Lokanam Vishaje Bhavaroginam Nidhe Sarva Vidyanam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Namaha.
Shiva Shakti Ayukto.
Shiva Shakti Ayukto Yadi Bhavati Shakta Prabhavitum Na Chedevam Devo Na Kalu Kushala Spanditum Apim Atastva Maradhyam Harihara Virinchadi Virapi Pranantum Stotum Va Katamakrita Punya Prabhavati.
Very good. Today we will do the 35th Slokam of Soundarya Lahari. In the last class, the 34th one, we covered most of it, where we said the 9 types of dimensions that bring us to the finite from the infinite that we have derived from. And the Slokam concludes with saying you and Shiva are inseparable and not very different. You are the same but manifest like two sides of the coin. Today, the Slokam that we are going to discuss is saying how that infinite is coming into a form of finite. So all of us can pray to it in the finite dimension before we even understand how this finite is a part of infinite and how it has come from infinite and how it can lead us to go to the infinite. Okay, the Mahavakyas in Vedas, Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, all these essentially are bridges or vardis between the finite and infinite. Today's shloka, that 35th one, goes like Manastvam Vyomatvam Marudasi Marutsaradasi Twamapastvam Bhumistvai Paranatayam Nahiparam Twameva Swatmanam Vishwapsha. And it basically says, oh mother, and I'm being reminded, as I'm chanting the shloka, the Taittiriya Upanishad mantram, which says how the Pancha Bhutas have come into existence and how we have come into existence, humans. And then we will go back to the Slokam, Manastvam Vyomatvam Marutati Marut Sarati Twamapastvam Bhumistvam Paranutayam Naiparam Twameva Swatmanam Vishwapsha Shivanam Chidanandakaram Shivyoti Bhavena Vibrishe. The Taittiriya Upanishad that I'm being reminded of is Akashar Vayuhu, from that infinite Akasam, which is also a form of mother, has come air, Vayu. And air is a part of this planet. Therefore, atmosphere is essentially existing on this planet. There are other planets on which beings are there, but since we are from this planet, we will talk the context and we will lock the context to this planet, so it's easy for us to understand and make a relevance. When we talk about spirituality, there are different beings in different dimensions of existence. It's difficult to comprehend and understand unless we understand ourselves. Therefore, we understand there are other beings that look different and therefore belong to different planets that are beyond the reach of human cognizance and any scientific equipment that we have made. Two, 3 weeks ago, an astrophysicist in Australia discovered that every second a star is being, nakshatra is being swallowed by a black hole. And this they called the cosmic dance. And this has been listed in Vedas, where we said, Tara Kanti Tiraskar Nasa Banabasura, oh mother, your nose rings manis are so powerful that they reject the light that is emitting out of taras. So the Mahakali Tattvam, which is eating away all the time, is also swallowing the nakshatras. The black hole is considered the Mahakali Tattvam, and the nakshatras, which exist in time as eternal beings, are also being consumed by time. Now, science is making these discoveries now, but Vedas have listed these facts forever. So, Akasha or Vayuhu, from that infinite Akasam in which all this cosmic dance happens, Vayu has come. And that Vayu is arrested on this planet in the form of atmosphere so we can exist. Vayu Agnihi, from Vayu has come Agni. Okay. And for example, a simple example to list is in the sky when there is rain and thunders, you will see the thunderbolts, the lightnings come, they follow this order. The lightning comes from Akasa where clouds are colliding, and therefore the lightning, a charge is being discharged onto planet Earth. And from that Akasam, through the Vayu, the Agni is getting transferred to planet Earth in the form of thunders. Agni Apaha, from the Agni, the water has arrived. Now, in the water cycle that we are all taught in the school, we do know how water evaporation happens and the clouds gather the moisture and again come to a place where there's cool wind and therefore rains. So from Agni comes the water. Apaha Prithvihi, from that water came the Bhutatvam. So if you look at Akasha, Vayu, Vayu to Agni, Agni to water, Apaha, Apa to Prithvi. From Prithvi, what happened? From Prithvi came Oshadi, the medicines, the medicinal plants, Tulasi, one example. Okay, the curry leaves that all of us put in most of the, is a very medicinal divine plant. Curry leaf is the order of the divine plants. Then you talk about betel leaves, the pan leaves, pan ke patte. Right, these are the very simple common medicinal plants that are in our reach. I'm not talking about Sanjeevani Molikas and others that are there in Himalayas. These are the medicinal plants that we have access to every day of life. And our ancestors, if you were to look at after their meal, main meal, lunch and dinner, they would eat the betel leaves because of the digestive enhancing properties they had. Every day after they pour water to Tulasi, they will pluck one of the most mature leaves, only one, that they'll put in the water and do namaste and eat that Tulsi leaf because of the medicinal plants. Always in all our houses in Sanatana Dharma followers, we used to have Tulasi Vanam, many plants of Tulasi. There's one plant of Tulsi that we pray to every day in order to ensure the continuity of the lineage of Tulasi, so it should never dry up. We would always have plants in case for whatever reason a Tulsi dries up, you have the next plant that can take the continuity of it. Similarly, the plant that we pray to, we would never pluck the leaves, we'll take it in minimal. The other plants that we would have, as a kid, I would eat Tulsi leaves a lot in the house that my grandparents' house that I grew up. We would have a bunch of Tulsi leaves, right? And I would eat at least 10, 15 every day from these plants. My grandparents would say, don't pluck leaves from the main plant that we would pray to, but you can eat leaves from these other plants by washing the leaves of it. So Prithvi Oshadi, the plants that grow are the medicinal plants that retain the life in us. Okay. Once the life is retained, is us in Purusha. When I say Purusha, it's not just male. Human beings are called Purusha. Therefore, Purusha Suktam is referring to the masculine energy that brought life to planet. Remember, in women and men, both, all of us have, I have feminine hormones in me, all the women have masculine hormones in them as well, right? And similarly, all of us are a mix of masculine and feminine energy that came from our biological parents. Prithvi, Oshadi, Annam. The one of the most important medicinal producers of earth is Annam. Annam is not just rice. Annam is staple food. When a cow goes and eats the grass, that is the Annam for it. Annam, Nanindya, Tatvratam. Annam, what is the meaning of Annam? Annam means that which you and I eat is Annam. That which eats you and I is also called Annam. So we have to eat food in limitation and moderation to sustain the life forces in the body. Only then the life forces will stay active and alert. If I overeat, I feel lazy. And therefore, if I overeat continuously, I tend to become obese, overweight, which is a big problem in this current generation. And therefore, that own weight of mine will start eating me away in the form of diseases. So the definition of Annam in Sanskrit is that which you eat and that which eats you. Okay, there's a very powerful suktam given by our rishis. What are suktas? The good, nice, wise words given by a wise woman or a wise man by their distilling their whole experience of life into a concentrated shloka, stotra, or few lines. It's called sukta. Su means good, ukta means words, those good words. Hanuman Chalisa is 40 lines given by Sant Tulsidas about Hanuman. Right? Now, what did we say? Akasha, Vayu, Vayu, Agnihi, Agni to Apa, water, Apa to Prithvi, Prithvi to Oshadi, Oshadi. Okay, I love eating tulsi, but tulsi cannot be my staple, right? I can't eat tulsi as main course food. Therefore, that Oshadi has manifested itself into food that I can eat in relatively larger scale. So, Oshadebhyo Annam. Okay, Annam in the form, if you come to south of India, people typically eat rice because it gets extremely hot, and rice innately has a nature of producing cooling effect in the body. If you go to north of India, our brothers and sisters in the north eat wheat as the staple food because it's very closer to Himalayas, and Himalayas being closer to in proximity to Himalayas, the northern India is relatively much colder than the south of India, and therefore they need to eat heat producing food. Therefore, wheat becomes their main staple. Whereas rice, even if they eat, they tend to add a lot of ghee depending on which region of North India you go, because ghee produces heat. Okay, that's one of reason why we put ghee in the food to bring in Amrita Tattvam, because ghee is the ghee. Whenever I say ghee for anything auspicious, I'm talking about the cow ghee, not the buffalo ghee. Okay, and it produces heat in the body. It actually accelerates the fire in the body, just like when we do homam, we say Om Ganeshaya Namah Swaha. So, O fire god, along with your wife Swaha Devi, please come take this offering along with the cow ghee. And that cow ghee, when offered to fire, it accelerates the fire. Similarly, there's a fire in you, me, all of us, which is maintaining the bodily activities, metabolism, and the function. When we offer food, that's the reason the first morsel of food that we eat when we sit for lunch or dinner or the first meal of the day, we have to thank the divine energies that are working in us, which are maintaining the state in ease and not causing disease. And often mix it with the ghee. Take it these with 3 fingers, the Mruga Mudra. Okay, take it like this, get it closer to your eyes in order to pray to the food, because this is the order in which the food has come to your table today, which your dad or mom or grandparents or cook has cooked and put it on the table. But you don't know the complex order through which the food has arrived. And Once you eat this food, annaha purushaha. So once you eat this food is the one that gives you and I energy for all the bodily functions, and the most important function in grahasthashrama is to have babies. So the next baby that is to be born, or the baby that has been born to you, has come through this order. When a body leaves, their atma goes to different worlds depending on the karmas they have done. When the air in the sky blows, depending on where this Atma has to go, the Atma moves to that plane of existence in the Vayu and comes to our atmosphere. And through the lightning thunders, which also come when there is clouds that gather before the rain oftentimes, that Agni, which instills on the planet in the form of thunders, before the rain, during the rain, or after the rain, with that rain, these jivas, the souls hanging in the different limbos of the world, come to earth in the form of the raindrops. These raindrops that carry the jivas get absorbed by Prithvi, and those that the water that got absorbed by the Prithvi, wherever the jivas have to go. Now, for example, my father, who gave birth to me with the help of my mother, would have eaten a piece of rice or a fruit in which my jiva would have transferred from these states, and the prithvi that absorbed that water also absorbs the jiva. That's the reason, see, we say, hey, don't sit under the trees because there are bhutas, rakshasas. Tulsidas, when he used to chant Ramayana on the banks of Ganga sitting under a tree, there used to be a Brahma Rakshasa on the tree who used to say, you're chanting Ramayana and Hanuman is coming every day and I'm getting scared. So therefore, the divine energies and the devilish energies both linger around the plants or the trees, because once a tree absorbs the water, then that water, which also has jivas, is sitting on the medicinal plants or the plants socially. A cow goes and eats the grass or the leaves of a plant. Whichever jivas are there will get into the dhenus or the cow's womb. And when the cow is ready to deliver the baby, those jivas take the form of the cow or the calf, depending on who is eating. A parrot is eating a guava. That parrot eating the guava fruit is basically eating the fruit in which the water that has been absorbed by the plant, and the jivas that were there will be born to a parrot as a parrot baby. Now, my father, when he ate the rice or the mango fruit, whatever he ate in which my jiva transferred into him, got deposited into my mother's garbhalayam. Okay, and from there, that annam, that carried me from the Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apaha or water, water to Prithvi, Prithvi to medicinal plant or the plant that it could be a tulsi leaf also that my father ate, through which I would have, right? And then from that Prithvi, whatever my father ate, that transferred me into him, and he transferred me to my mother. And that's where this body was formed from the single cell. That is the evolution that goes through. And I think to the best extent I recall, this is a Taittiriya Upanishad mantra which says Akasa or Vayu, Vayu Agnihi, Agni, Apaha, Apaha, Apaha to, we talked about Agni, Apaha, Apaha to Prithvi, Prithvi to Oshadi, Oshadi to Annam, Annam to Purushaha. This is the order. Now, this Slokam of Soundarya Lahari that we are talking today is essentially talking about how we, our bodies that are there today, we don't know the journey that we have undertook. How Mother enables that infinite form of hers to be available to us. There are many of you here who actually chant Lalita Sahasranamam regularly that I know. In Lalita Sahasranamam or any Sahasranamam, when we do the puja, before the puja begins, we say Sakunkuma Vilepanamanika Chumbika Suvarikam Samanda Hasitekshanam Sasasara Japa Pashankusham Asesha Jana Mohini Marna Malya Bhushambaram Japa Kusma Basuram Japa Vidos Smared Ambikam. Then what do? We do the Pancha Pooja of Mother. What does Pancha Pooja mean? This Slokam that we are going to discuss today of Soundarya Lahari, the 35th Slokam, Manastvam Vyomatvam Marudasi Marutsaradharasi, exactly talk about why we do the Pancha Puja before the Lalita Sahasranama. Okay, what does Pancha Puja mean? Pancha is 5, all of us know. Puja means Jha, means that which is self-radiant, that which from which everything comes, into which everything goes. Pancha Puja. Puja means I am essentially expressing an act of gratitude is puja. Okay, not an act of asking for boons, wishes, and everything. In Pancha Puja, we talk about Lam Prithvi Tattvatmikaya Sri Lalita Devi Gandham Parikalpayami. Lam is a bijakshram of mother that says, "Oh mother, Prithvi Tattvatmikaya, you have become the earth." And how do I feel earth? What is the significance of earth? Earth has a distinct smell. When it rains, you and I can smell that beautiful, nice smell. Just with the first drops of the rain, you feel that. Therefore, the smell of the earth is something that is an indicator of Prithvi Tattvam. And for me, O mother, I actually am taking the sandalwood paste Gandham that I will apply to your feet and then apply to my forehead, my Agya Chakram. Lam Pridvitatvatmikaya Sri Lalita Devi Gandham Parikalpayami. Okay, you have come in the form of Prithvi. Mother, accept this sandal paste at your feet that I will offer on my forehead. So my functioning of the intellect, awareness will be in your command and control and will not be dragged by my organs, my sensory pleasures, and the world's distractions. Lam. Then the second one is Ham Akasha Tattvatmikaya Sri Lalita Devya Pushpam Parikalpayami. Look at any flower. Which way does the flower open? It opens into the sky, saying, "Oh Mother, or the divine, you are infinite. And if I am there existing as a flower today, my life will be fulfilled when this flower that is opening up in wide to that infinite akasha reaches a finite form of a murti's feet. Therefore, every flower that blooms on a plant or a tree always waits for a devotee to pluck the flower and put it at the feet of the divine. So, therefore, we say flowers are an indication of that Akasa Tattvam, where you are there infinitely everywhere, but I am offering that infinite, this finite flower, which says Gatakasa Mathakasam. You are there everywhere, but I am seeing you in this finite form of mother. Therefore, that Akasha Tattvam is being represented by a flower. Then Yam Vayu Tattvatmikaye Sri Lalita Devya Dhupam Parikalpayami. The Vayu which is spread everywhere, O mother, which is instilling me to say a word, a mantra, breathe, and therefore retain my Shivatvam. In all the beings, you are ensuring the Shivatvam continues by keeping the Shavatvam at bay. And this Vayu Tattvam, O mother, is being represented by the Lalita Devya Dhupam Parikalpayami. When the incense sticks, the most powerful dhupam is a powder called dasangam, made with 10 different leaves. And this is the most powerful one. I will put the link in the group. You can order it online. That is the dhupam that is the most dear to mother because it comes from 10 medicinal plants. And what happens when you do dhupam? When you offer dhupam to mother in the prayer room, that dhupam spreads everywhere in other rooms. Even if, let's say, other people in the home are sleeping, it goes under the bed, the dhupam, it goes to the different corners of the house where the sunlight does not go. Once you offer dhupam to mother, This dhupam spreads everywhere, therefore kicking away the negative elements or the devilish elements that tend to gather in the dark corners of the place where the sunlight does not come. In every house, there are many corners where the sunlight cannot penetrate and go, given how we construct the houses. Therefore, when we offer dhupam and it goes to the different corners of the house, after it gets offered to mother, that dhupam, which is the Vayu Tattvam, gets charged by mother's energy. Of all the Pancha Pujas, mother loves dhupam the most. Okay, because this dhupam spreads to all the other places. Unlike Gandham, Pushpam, which are confined, dhupa takes more of that infinite spread of mother. Okay, then what did we discuss? We discussed about Akasam, we discussed about we discussed about Prithvi, Akasam, and then we discussed about Vayu. Then comes Vahni Tattvatmikaya. Ram is the Agni Bijam. Vahni Tattvatmikaya means, oh mother, you are the Agni Tattvam that is maintaining the temperature in me, that is fluctuating the temperature in the cold-blooded animals. Given where they dwell, they cannot sustain the temperature all the time. So you are the fire in every being that is alive. And to denote that fire, I am not able to see the lamp that is lit in me, so I am lighting a lamp outside. Therefore, we say, Ram Vahni Tattvatmikaya Sri Lalita Devye Deepam Parikalpayami. This, you are the infinite inferno that is burning and lighting up the cosmos, not just my planet. And that light that is emitting out, one of the rays of your right ear ring is coming and falling on the Pratyaksha Bhagavan sun god that I cannot see beyond the 8 minutes of sunrise time in the morning. I cannot see that infinite jwala that you are mother. Therefore, I am lighting up this lamp. Like I am a finite form separated from you and have derived from Akasha to Vayu, Vayu to Agni, Agni to Apaha, Apaha to Prithvi, or Oshadi, Oshadi to Prithvi, Prithvi to Purushaha. I am lighting up this lamp that I can continue to see and be grateful for, because you are sustaining this lamp here, because there's a Loka Kalyanam that I still have to perform. When the time is right, when I need to reach your feet and my order in this world is done, you will take me back like you brought me here. I have no interference into my entry into this planet, my exit into this planet. While I am here, like this lamp is spreading the light, oh mother, use this body as your vehicle to spread your message and your wisdom. Therefore, make me another light or lighthouse that can spread Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Let me spread the light where others can use that light to walk from the caves of darkness to the light, bright light of wisdom. Then the fifth one is Vam Amrita Tattvatmikaya Sri Lalita Devya Amrita Naivedyam Parikalpayami. Amritam. Amritam is nothing but Annam, that which feeds me to sustain. Oh mother, I need to eat food to survive. Let me eat your prasadam as the first food in the day. And before I eat the food, I want it to be touched by your divine energies of positivity. And therefore, I will offer the food at your feet, so it turns into prasadam. When it turns into prasadam, it gives me amrita tattvam. What does amrita tattvam mean? Amrita tattvam it does not mean immortality. It means as long as I'm living as a mortal being, make my life a message of yours. Make me spread the Sanatana Dharma values that every being in the cosmos can get benefited from. Okay, and when the final time comes, let me become that flower at your feet and become one with you or the dust under your feet. Once these five are done, Lam, Hum, Yam, Ram, Vam. These are the Pancha Bijas. These are the Bijaksharas in our chakras of the body also. In future, when I start the meditation classes, which I will start for all of us and all those interested. We will start focusing exclusively on going inward. Okay, and then the final one is Sam Sarvatmikaye, Sarva Tatvatmikaye, not Sarvatmikaye, Sarva Tattva Atmikaye, Sri Lalita Devi Sarvopacharan Padikalpayami. Oh Mother, this body of mine is the Pancha Pooja Tattvam. I am made out of these 5 elements, but there are many elements that are not necessarily part of me. There are other beings and other planets like Devas, Rakshasas, Asuras, Gandharvas, Kinneras, Kimpurushas. Many of them and their bodies might be made with different elements that I don't know of. Therefore, though I'm saying this is Pancha Puja, I'm saying there's also a 6th thing that I don't know. And I'm including all of that I don't know into just one line. Some Sarva Tattvatmikaye, all the tattvas, all the elements are Sri Lalita Devi Sarvopacharan Parikalpayami. I don't know what are all those, Mother. I only know these 5 because I am made of this finite 5. But there are many others from the infinite you. So let all of those also come to do Sarva Upachara, to do all servings or service to you. This is the Pancha Puja secret, why we do the Pancha Pujas. And today's Slokam that we are talking about, Manastvam, Vyomatvam, Marudasi, Marutsadadasi, Twamapastvam Bhumistvai, Parinatayam Nahi Param, Twameva Swatmanam, Parinamaytam Vishwavapusha, Chidanandakaram, Shivayuvati, Bhavena, Vibrishe. This is the Slokam of the 35th one. We are discussing the Slokam now, but I have already attempted to deliver the essence that has been given in Taittiriya Upanishad. Jagadguru Adi Shankaracharya, the great Guru who has descended as Kailasha Shankara, as Kaladi Shankara, realized in Kali Yugam, people will have maximum distractions in the form of intoxication, in the form of bodily pleasures, in the form of abusing everything given in Sanatana Dharma, in the form of sensual pleasures. What do I mean? If you look at mantra, yantra, tantra, a lot of people misunderstand these things. And because, in many places you see Shiva smoking ganja or weed, and people show the photo and therefore they say, I'm smoking, misusing. Can you do what Shiva did? Can you drink halahalam and keep it here? Can you have snake as a garland? Why don't you imitate him on those things? Why are you trying to imitate him on smoking? Right? So we tend to take, when you come to Lord Krishna, they say Krishna had 16,000 gopis, so why can't I go with multiple women? Do you know Krishna is a Nishkalanka Brahmachari? Do you even know what Krishna did? Krishna never touched any other woman other than Radha. Okay? And the Ashtabharyas that Krishna had, his Maya Sariram slept with them in order to beget kids. They were all killed in the Yadavas war before Krishna left the body. Why don't you understand the intricate details and get drawn and distracted by the superficial sensual pleasures? This is what happens in Kali Yuga, because Kali Yuga, Maya towards distraction will be very, very strong. Now, what Jagadguru did is, not many people might know the Taittiriya Upanishad's mantra that we chanted. So let me give them how that infinite mother and father have derived to the level of finite for their kids in order to become accessible. Manastvam Vyomatvam Marutasi Marutsarati Asi, the first line that says, right? Before we understand the first line, let's understand the 4th line of the Slokam. It says, Tvamevastvam Parinamaitam Vishwopusha Chidanandakaram Shivayuvati Bhavena Bibrishe. Very simple. Shivayuvati, you are the consort of Shiva. Bhavena, Vibrishe, you assume the form of the Ardhanarishvara Tattvam. You become they assume the form of Shiva's Yuvati, means Shiva's Shakti, the first Slokam, Shiva Shaktya Yukto. Right? You are appearing. Why? Because you also need to Chidanandakaram. Chida Anandakaram. Ananda here is not happiness, bliss. Chit Ananda, consciousness always dwells in bliss, not happiness. Okay, in Sanskrit, we think Ananda is happiness. No, happiness is worldly order. When we are talking about spiritual order, it is bliss, happiness, or Ananda will be translated to bliss. Okay. Now you are appearing as my chit, in which these thoughts that I'm speaking as words are reflecting, and you are letting them flow because you are keeping me in a state of bliss. What is the bliss? I am enjoying the fountain that is flowing from your feet, and I'm enjoying the nectar and the elixir, the bliss of the Tamritam, by discussing the very secretive meanings of you. Why very secretive? It's very easy to read these 4 lines, Tvamapastam, Bhumistvam, Marudasi Marusaradi, and then Sachidanandakaram Shivoti Bhavena Vibrishe. But to understand the meanings that are kept in between the words, in between the alphabets or the aksharas of the words, is a very secretive thing, because it needs to be interpreted very, very differently depending on whom you ask the meaning. The interpretation will vary depending on their samskaras, their progress. Therefore, if you are making me understand those secrets today, you are letting me taste that bliss that is flowing from your feet, O Mother. And therefore, I am blessed to be used as a vehicle of your service. So we are saying, Chidanandakaram, O Shivayavati, let me experience that bliss. How do you trigger that bliss in your body of finiteness to imitate that infinite? We all have that Kundalini energy in us. When it starts ascending, you are starting to understand and experience the Chit Anandam. And therefore, I am experiencing that Anandam of yours, Mother. Your Rupam itself is an Anandam. Okay. Now let's go. Manastvam, you are the mind, O Mother. You are the mind in me when I am distracted towards the world. You are that Yogamaya that is distracting the Kamsa in saying, Oh Kamsa, you are trying to kill me. But the one who has to kill you has taken birth in the Astama Garbham and has went to the Gokulam, growing up in the Nanda Vrajam as the son of Yashoda. Therefore, no matter what you do, you will not be able to control your death. You tried killing me, but I am. So, Narayani, who is the sister of Narayana, when a Kamsa tried killing that baby girl, she flew into the sky, appeared as Durga, whom we call the Yoga Maya, and revealed the Akasavani, because the first thing, Akashar Vayuhu, the sound does not propagate without air. Mother stood in the air without a base because she is beyond base. She is the axis on which everything rotates. She does not need an axis. That's what it means when an Akasavani speaks and Mother is able to stand or sit or float in the air. They need no base like me. I'm sitting on a chair. I need a base. Without the chair, I will fall down because my body is confined with the Pancha Bhutas. But Mother's body and Mother's being does not need this Panchabhuta. Some Sarvatattvatmika, you are all element. You control all the elements. When she told that to Kamsa, Kamsa did what not to find that baby boy who was born as Bhagavan Lord Sri Krishna in order to do Rakshasa Samharam. When we are distracted in the world by the Maya, we are the Kamsas. We are trying to control our death. We are trying to postpone our death forever. Nobody wants to die. And we want to postpone all good things to tomorrow. The tomorrow never comes. Therefore, we become a Kamsa. when we become really a Vasudeva and say, oh mother, oh father, you should be born to me, you should be born to us, means the thoughts that are born. Therefore, when Vasudeva or Vasudeva kept Krishna on his head, it means he kept Krishna or the divine Krishnam Vande Jagadguru before Jagadguru Adi Shankaracharya came. Since Shiva does not necessarily take avatars like Lord Vishnu takes, Vishnu always take avatars. You see, in all Vishnu avatars, he is a great devotee of Shiva. Krishna avatara, if you go to Jain Sandipani ashram where Shivalingam that Krishna touched and prayed to is still there. And every avataram, Parshuram avataram, Sri Ram avataram, Rama has instilled the Shivalingam at Rameshwaram. Alright? So, in all avatars of Vishnu, he is a great Shiva devotee. Okay? And whenever we are distracted by the worldly orders, the Maya, we become the Kamsa. When we try to control the Maya, Maya will laugh at us and say, oh mad human, your time is finite and you are being consumed by time as Kalo Jagat Pakshakaha. My husband and I are consuming away your time in the form of sunrises and sunsets. So awaken from the deep sleep that you are in and start making hay while the sun shines. Okay, and therefore we tend to become the Kamsa. The moment we realize, oh mother, Manastvam, you are the mind, therefore always rule my thoughts. Manastvam. And who is an example for me? That Vasudeva who called that he is the father of Krishna. He himself kept his son on the head because he is not keeping the Panchabhautika Sariram of his son. He is keeping that some Sarva Tattvatmikaya Sri Lalita Devi Sarvopacharan Parikalpayami. He has realized that the infinite has come in this finite form as my son to bless me, and kept the baby on his head and carried the Yamuna across the Yamuna. Yamuna is the sister of Yama, the god of death. Yamuna represents the flow of time. When Vasudeva carried Lord Sri Krishna, the baby on his head, that Yamuna river paused and gave way, because people who keep the divine on their thoughts, on their head, Manastvam, they go beyond time. Why do we call her Ramana Maharshi? Why do we call it Chandrasekhar Saraswati? Why do we recall Chandrasekhar Bharati? They have left their bodies long time ago, but they have become immortal. Okay, that's what happens to a person who keeps the divine in the mind. Manastvam, oh mother, you are my manas. Vyomatvam, you are the space in me. If I'm speaking, I need space in my mouth where my tongue can move. My salivary glands can salivate so my tongue does not dry up when I'm speaking. And my 32 teeth that have to keep closing, opening up, don't bite my tongue when I'm speaking. My tongue has to move up to touch the palate for certain tongues sounds. It has to come down to the floor of the mouth to make some sounds. It has to come to the front in between the teeth to make some sounds. But Vyomatvam, you are the space in me, and when I'm speaking of you, you are ensuring there are no interruptions in the form of tongue bite, in the form of hiccups, in the form of drying up my tongue. None of this. Vyomatvam, you are the space. And then Marutasi, you are the air. You are ensuring I'm breathing without even realizing I'm breathing. You are the air that is going into me and splitting into the 10 airs, which is ensuring my eyes blink, which is ensuring my heart beats, which is ensuring my blood flows without any obstacle, with any interference. Marutasi, Marut Sarati Isi, you are the fire. When I am talking, my body temperature is being maintained. I haven't eaten anything. I had only your prasadam. I had a glass of water as your padodakam, the water that washed your feet, as we will discuss in the 98th slokam, on how to drink the water every day after the puja, which will become the padodakam of mother. which will continue to ignite the divine fire in us. And you are the fire that is protecting the fire inside me. Tvam apaha, you are the water. I haven't drank water much at all. I had only a small glass of water that was offered to you yesterday as your padotakam and tirtham. I had it today. But you are continuing to ensure my eyes don't dry up, my nose does not dry up, my mouth does not dry up, and when I'm speaking, I'm not feeling the thirst and quench. Also, you are balancing the apaha, the water tattvam in my body. Tvam bhumihi, you are the bhumi in me. If the bhumi does not exist, this body does not exist. Earth is the primary element. Therefore, no matter which soap you bathe with, what perfume you, when you inhale the smell, everybody has a distinct smell of the body, okay, which is derived from the Prithvi Tattvam. I'm not talking about sweat and bodily odors. I'm talking about when you bathe, you will notice this with the infants, the born babies, until their fifth month, where their body is also maintaining the divine order. Those babies' body will have a very distinct smell. The first 5 months it will be there. Mothers and fathers will connect it very well. Right? You don't have to apply a Johnson's baby powder or a baby powder for it. They will have a natural, pleasant smell to their body. Okay. Tvam bhumitvam. Then he said, Manastvam vyomatvam marutasi marutsarasi. Twamapastvam tvam apaha tvam bhumihi. You are water, you are bhumi. Tvai parinatayam nahi param, as there is nothing beyond. Go to Mother's Pancha Pooja, where we said the 5 Lam Pradvitatvatmikaye. Then we said, Akasham, flower, Vayu, Jam. Then we said Agni, Deepam. Then we said, what did we say? Lam Pradvitatvatmika, we covered, and then we also said Amrita Tattvatmika, the food Annam is the prasadam that's being offered to you. And the sixth one, we said there are many other elements that are not part of me, that are part of you, O Mother. That is this line that says, Tvam Parinatayam Nahi Param. There is nothing other that is not part of you. Everything, O Mother, in this universe and beyond is a manifestation of yours. Tvam eva swatmanam. You are the only one that ascends or descends from Shiva. It ascends up in Shiva in order to keep him in an ecstatic state of yogi who is enjoying his own mental or cosmic union with your energy, that Shiva is ascending his Kundalini and therefore able to sit in Dhyanam and enjoying the union of the masculine and feminine energies. The Kundalini in Shiva is the Shakti, and the Yogitvam in his, therefore, is constantly sitting with his eyes half closed, with a gentle smile on his face without getting disturbed. Okay, and that is you ascending up in Shiva. But for me, Mother, you have to descend down, because I cannot match. I can only look at your feet, under the sole of your feet. I'm trying to reach the dust of your feet. Forget about me reaching your feet. Therefore, you have to descend down to my level. Like a Ganga that is born in the upper Himalayas of Gangotri does not stay there. She flows to places like Varanasi, Calcutta, and merges with the Bay of Bengal. You have to reach the sweet water that is you, Mother, like Ganga, has to come down to meet the salt water in me. I'm full of bad habits. I'm full of bad gunas. I'm full of bad nature, which is the saltness. But you have to mix with me in order to elevate my stature. Therefore, a Ganga moves from Gangotri, comes and meets with Bay of Bengal. Therefore, giving the Samudra the power, so you and I can go take Samudra Snanas, since that power and positivity flows from places like Himalayas where Ganga is born, because she touches the Parameshwara's Jatajutam. Okay, Tvam Evastvam, you are the only one that is manifesting in this. You are the one that is manifesting as me in this body that I recognize as a male body with a certain name and an age. But Mother, this finite body has derived from the infinite you. And therefore, O Mother, Tvam Evastvam, you are the only one. Parinamayatam Vishwavapusha, you are the only one being represented by different beings that I call with different names, not realizing the inner energy is you. Therefore, I should do namaste. And in Sanatana Dharma, this is the reason we do namaste to a dog, we do namaste to a snake, we do namaste to a peacock, we do namaste to a rat, which steals things from home. This is the reason all gods have vehicles that are animals or insects or naratvam, devatvam, nagavana mrugatvam, masakata pashutvam, kitatvam, bhavatu vihagatwadi janam sadatvat padabjasmarana paramananda lahari viharasaktam kim chetatim chena vapusha. I don't know what I'll be born as. Whatever I'm born as, ensure, Mother, that my attention, my manas, because manastvam, the first word of the slokam, is always filled with your devotion. This is the reason you see some dogs are sitting in the Dattatreya temple, Sai Baba temple. Not all dogs, not all pigeons take refuge or shelter in the temples, because they have some connection from the previous janmas with this Satchintana. Therefore, they come there. Okay, this is a brief attempt at this very powerful 35th slokam, like that Ganga from Gangotri flows down to us, so we can take dip in Varanasi or other places where the Ganga touches and flows very peacefully. Mother who is manifesting herself. This is the slokam where we say Ishanam Sarva Vidyanam Ishwaram Sarva Bhutanam. Ishvara is present in all bhutas, and that is the reason Namo Vrikshebhyo Harikeshebhyo in Sanatana Dharma we say even the immobile plant is a representation of Shiva. The green leaves in the plant which are giving oxygen, my prana, is a representation of Shiva. Therefore, oh God, let me bow down to you. And that is the reason we should not keep plucking leaves from the trees and plants in Sanatana Dharma. And we say, we have to pray to everything and every being in Sanatana Dharma. This is the reason we bow down to all the beings. We also bow down to the dead bodies, which we say the Guru's Samadhi. When a Guru leaves the body, we say the Pancha Bhautika Sariram, the Shivatvam has left. Now, a Ramana Maharshi has reached the Siva's abode. Therefore, we will install a Shivalingam on top of the Divya Murti's body and will call it now as Adhishthanam, from where all the control and command will be ruled. You will not speak like you used to speak with the body, but you will help me elevate to a level where I will still continue to get a direction without listening, without hearing your humanly voice. I can tune into your divine voice, which is the true Bhagavad Gita. When you instill, if you go to a Kanchi Paramacharya in Kanchi Matam, you will see Paramacharya's Samadhi, which should not be called Samadhi, has a Tulasi plant on top of it. It is called Adhishthanam. If you go to a Raghavendra's Samadhi, there you will see it's called Brindavanam. When you put a Tulasi on top of it, it's called a Brindavanam. When a Shivalingam is installed on it, it is called Adhishthanam. Oh Mother, this is how the cycle of existence happens. This is a brief attempt at this very powerful shlokam. And when we continue to pray, tune our frequencies to the divine energies, No matter where you are, just like your mobile phone continues to get the signal, you will be able to receive. The moment you go into deep concrete filled rooms, the mobile signal reduces. This is the reason you have to come into a balcony or a window open space. Similarly, the cosmic energy, when you go into intricate layers, a basement, multiple layers of concrete, the cosmic energy also reduces. This is the reason we have to sit as much as possible in open air or rooms where there is direct ventilation with a window where the cosmic energy can naturally come in through. Okay. Recently, yesterday I shared a video in the group where you have seen a devotee who has been practicing in the last 2 years, a sadhana. When he was meditating, you see, when you look at the video, you feel that energy is going out of him, but the cosmic energy is entering him. You have to look at it from a yogic grace. Only then you will understand the cosmic energy is entering him. Right? That's exactly what happens to all of us in the state of prayer. So, as much as possible, find a room in your house where there is a direct ventilation, sit closer to it, and then pray. You are praying in puja room, continue to pray. But always, in order to tap into that cosmic energy easily, you should find places. This is the reason our saints and gurus often used to sit in places of like caves, which have natural conductivity. Okay, places in open air, places under trees. This is a brief attempt at the 35th slokam. Manastvam, Vyomatvam, Marutasi Marutsarasi, Tvamapastvam, Bhumitvam, Tvam Bhumitvam, Tvai Pranatayam Nahi Param, Tvameva Swatmanam, Paranamayatam Vishwopusha, Shivanandakaram, Chidanandakaram, Shiva Yuvati Bhavena, Viprase. This is the 35th slokam, a brief attempt at it. We'll conclude with that. Manasvi, can you chant Mangalam Guru Shrema?
Mangalam Guru Shri Chandramalishwarage Shakti Ganapati Sharadambike Shankaracharyanige Kala Bhairavage Kali Durgage Veera Dhira Sura Hanuma Maruti Charanage Mangalam Guru Shri.
Stay blessed, and we will meet in the next class. Sree Maathrey Namaha.